r/ask Reddit. What's a little known but obvious fact that will immediately make all of us feel stupid? Percentages are reversible. 8% of 25 is the same as 25% of 8, and one of them is much easier to do in your head. This is the only fact I've read here that made me feel like an idiot. Thanks. Actually really useful. You don't actually bite down. You bite up because of your lower jaw. I hate you for making me painfully self-aware of this. It was never mentioned that Humpty Dumpty was an egg. Why were the horses trying to reassemble Humpty Dumpty? To be fair, it doesn't say that they actually tried, just that they couldn't. Pufferfish are filled with water, not air. It wouldn't even make sense. Yet a lot of people are like, what? True, but pufferfish actually can and do fill themselves with air when on land. Cats, dogs, and other similar animals can't see directly below their faces because their snout gets in the way. That's why you have to point out the treat a million times. They're not stupid. The damn thing is just in their blind spot. Horses too. They have another blind spot behind their tail. The and thou were actually the informal forms. The King James Bible used them so that the relationship with God would seem more personal. Tear ducts drain tears. They don't produce them. Drain them to where? Also what produces them? Tears are produced by the lacrimal glands. Tear ducts in the corner of your eyes drain the excess fluid out of your eyes when you cry, and also into the nasal cavity through the nasolacrimal ducts. Runny nose from crying. If you touch a baby bird, the mother will not reject it. I don't even know who came up with it. Probably a parent who didn't want a wild animal in the house. Words that are spelled the same but pronounced with emphasis on different syllables is actually indicative of the part of speech it is. Stress on the first syllable is a noun. Stress on the last syllable is a verb. Examples: contract and contract. The former is a noun. Sign this contract, whereas the latter is a verb. The muscles contract. Same with record, address, impact, object, and a few others. Oh wow, I've never really paid attention to this. This is so interesting. Just like humans, British cows moo in regional accents. Covered bridges are designed with roofs to protect and preserve the wooden structure from the elements. Without the cover they'd last about 20 years. With the cover they can last up to 100. They're not built that way just to look charming. They were built with walls to keep horses from freaking out pulling buggies over water and ravines. The roofs were added to finish them off and keep the expensive and important wooden structure dry. It's a safe deposit box, not a safety deposit box. Do you get mad that dictionaries add new words like crunk or bling? They add them because people use those words and people need to understand what they mean. That's why they are in a dictionary. I've always thought it was funny when people got upset about new words. They're added because they're being used enough that they become commonly familiar. That's how all the words got in there. People use them. Around 70% of all car accidents happen within 10 miles of your home. Because over 70% of your driving is within 10 miles of your home. It's a statistic driving teachers love to toss out there, that most accidents happen close to your home. But if you think about it, most of your driving is close to your home. Even if you drive 20 miles to work, 50% of your driving will take place 10 miles from your home. The average commute is around 15 miles, and most people shop close to home. So it's really common sense that the majority of your driving will take place in that 10-mile radius, even if you travel further for work or other activities. The Los Angeles Angels is basically saying that the Angels were all in English. 911 operators have no ducking clue where you are instantly unless you're on a landline. You have to say where you are. It's not our fault movies made you think we have a spy level video of you in your car. Know your location. There's a D in fridge but not in refrigerator. It really bothers me. Who's to say you can't put the D in the refrigerator? Your hair and nails do not continue to grow after you die. They need oxygen to grow, which they can't get after your heart stops. Fun fact, they may appear as they are growing as the skin recedes after you die. Just like a dormitory is a place where you sleep, a laboratory is a place where you labor. Potatoes didn't arrive in Europe until the 16th century. It's so ubiquitous, you'd think it would have been a part of English culture since 10,000 BC. Likewise, tomatoes in Italy, chilies and peanuts in India. Everyone has seen shows or movies about traveling circuses, mainly in the 1930s or 1940s. During the Depression, running away to join the circus was a semi-reasonable option. Many people scoff at the Florida law you must feed the meter where you park your elephant. Those circuses had a travel season that heavily relied on summer and warmer months. They would spend the winter in Florida until the next travel season. Ours even had an entire season about this. The little piggy didn't go to the market for shopping. The words laser and scuba are actually acronyms and they stand for laser light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, scuba self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Almost all samples of sea salt that you can buy in supermarkets are contaminated by microplastics from all the crap in the ocean. And many of the pink Himalayan salt are actually dyed so that people think they are getting healthy minerals when in fact they aren't. Dissolve a tablespoon of pink salt in a little bit of water and see if it turns pink even a tiny little bit. If it does, you've been had. A location is tropical if it falls between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. In the US, only Hawaii is tropical, and only barely. South Florida is also very close to the Tropic of Cancer, but is north of it and thus not tropical. Antisocial means that you are hostile or harmful to organized society, as in being or marked by behavior deviating sharply from the social norm. Asocial is rejecting or lacking the capacity for social interaction. If you're going to take a nap, it's lie down. If you're going to place something on a surface, it's lay down. I'm tired so I'm going to lie down now. I'm going to lay down this tray on the table. Most cats are like super lactose intolerant, and drinking milk is really bad for them. It's also mean because they love the taste then have an upset stomach after and don't understand why. They make milk that's safe for cats. Factoids have a second definition. A false fact that is generally accepted as the truth. Baby porcupines are called porcupets. The word alphabet comes from the first two Greek letters alpha and beta. Your tongue rests at the roof of your mouth. This actually seems to depend on what language you speak natively. I'm pretty sure I remember that Tagalog speakers lay their tongue flat on the bottom. Most cars have a little arrow on the fuel pump symbol to show which side of the car the filling cap is, UK at least. Oil paint doesn't dry, it hardens. There's virtually no water in it. There's, well, oil. You want to get ketchup out of a glass Heinz bottle? Gently chop the neck where the 57 sticker is. It's designed to pour when it's agitated right there. It sounds stupid, but it works. It's like black magic. Okay, I followed your instructions. Now, how do I tell the ketchup apart from all the blood? Someone had to invent the concept of zero. Seeing 1, 2, 3, etc. of something made sense for millennia. Not nothing. There is evidence from a few centuries BCE, if I recall correctly, of Mesopotamians using something like zero. Not the number though. In the Western Hemisphere, a few centuries CE, evidence has been found of another zero-like thing. Still not the number we know today. No. It wasn't until the Indians in the 8th century started playing with it that the world got the number 0 we use today. I have seen the name Al-Khwarizmi attached to this version the most, though I am sure it was him and a group that fully developed it together. Newton, Leibniz, Descartes, and a bunch of others developed it further with calculus and the like. So, to simplify, we had to invent the idea of a numerical nothing. Many people over centuries had to get it to what it is today, where it can most often be seen being used to represent my bank account balance. The word set has most amount of definitions in a single word. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.